Okay, I am here, I'm here. Let me just make sure that I'm live everywhere where I need to be live. 35, 21, 39, 5, 3, 6, 30. Okay, we are here. Supersport versus Sundowns. Hey. Where are we? Okay, so I might just be a tad bit delayed. Watching it on the app, so bear with me, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine as long as we have our conversation. Supersport United versus Sundowns. Baraketswane derby. Everything is a derby. Now this is the Tshwane derby, and it apparently means a lot. So I don't want to be mean. But here we are, Rulani versus Gavin Hunt, who actually he went out. Gavin is currently doing the CAF A license, and Rulani actually came and spoke to those guys who are doing the CAF A license. So difficult to know who the student is and who the teacher is, but we'll see how the game pans out. Both teams had been busy, active in Africa. Supersport in the Confed, having just played Future FC over in Egypt. They lost 1-0 there. And then Sundowns played a home game versus Nuadibu. Kinuadibu, where they comfortably won 3-0 CAF Champions League games. How are you doing, Clara? How are you doing? Because says Tshwane derby. I hear about ke Tshwane derby. Re tla bona hore ke derby e kana kang. Agent says student Kevin Master Rulani. Hey, let's go toilet Kevin, guys. Oh, Kevin about to. Guys, not like that. So we're 1 minute in on my clock here. Like I said, I may just be a couple of seconds behind. Supersport United has a Ruby in goal. Keegan Johannes, who I've actually met. He's an overthinker. He actually watches the show. Keegan Johannes, Ima Okon, Mahman, Thachoyo Jugamanja, Fumbizai, Lekay, Hamza, Lungu, and Chrobla at the front. Then Mamelodi Sundowns then becomes Williams, Diruk, Mashiko, Brian Onyango. Brian Mandela Onyango is on the pitch. We spoke about him earlier. Uveli mentioned him earlier. Lebusa Mkhulise Mabue, Maema Ribeiro, Morena, Shalulile. That is what happened here. Agent says, I thought we'd have a conversation about the derby early on. The PSL doing enough to make it better. They just want to gatekeep the derby only on the Soweto side. I think it's a disgrace that this game is always played on Wednesdays. You know what's crazy? They actually had a big launch and a press conference for it. I guess that's all they do. They didn't necessarily do anything else. But I also think it's because, remember, with the Soweto derby, it's not just the two teams. It's also both Vodacom, who are shared partners and things like that. So a lot of the marketing, first shot by Sundowns. A lot of the marketing that happens is not necessarily just down to the PSL. Otherwise, you just see what Supersport did. Supersport had a press conference between the two teams. They had a chat. They did all the stuff. We did not see anything from it, from that outside of the pictures. So we should also ask the question about sponsors and also Supersport. Is Supersport doing enough to highlight these games? You know, that's something that I've always been saying to you guys, that there's a reason why. There's a reason why the Soweto derby is seen all over when it's time to come for the Soweto derby. There's a reason why the Springboks and all those people, you can't hide from them when it comes to their games. It's because the people with money, I guess they put their money to the front, and it shouldn't actually be like that. All games should have pretty much the same type of marketing. A lot of games go under the radar because it's smaller teams, and that's a very interesting thing. but playing on a work day. Yeah, no, they'd never do it. I think that's why I'm saying that maybe Motsepe needs to come down and do what Motsepe does. But I can tell you that most probably the sponsors and Supersport itself, when it comes to the derby, the Soweto derby, hey, there's so many people involved in that thing that maybe it's just money, I guess. It's money and the type of people that are involved, the sponsors, you know. Maybe if Sundowns were to get a Vodacom sponsorship, things would change. I don't know. But yeah, it's a phenomenon. I don't even know why I'm saying it. I'm not a Sundawana. I'm a Sundawana for the ladies only. Why Cape Town Spurs Ralani doesn't play 90 minutes? I don't know. It's actually funny because everybody's been talking about him signing and what he can do, but they're not necessarily playing him over there. So that's a very interesting thing. Oh. Hey, Ghana. Let's see. I'm going to try that again. Apologies, just having an issue here with this app. There we go. But yeah, like I said, these two teams, very, very, very good in the sense that Gavin is possibly the best pound for pound coach in the league. Also, one of the most consistent ones, consistently finishing second, third, fourth in that range with less resources and all of that normal jazz that he speaks about, you know. Oh, there we go. Supersport on the attack. Hey, Juga Manja, the man that Pirates probably hates that they let go. So he's pound for pound one of the best, you know. And going up against Rulani, who's showing to be one of the newest, brightest guys. So it's a very interesting matchup. The last 5 games, Supersport has won 2, drawn 1, lost 2, where Sundowns has won 3, lost 1, and drew 1. Obviously, the loss coming versus Iwitad, which they avenged the following match at home to win the AFL. In terms of the two teams playing themselves, the Supersport has 1 win. There's been 1 draw, and Sundowns has 3 wins when they've come up against this Supersport side. It's funny, man. I was talking about Kevin Hunt the other day that honestly, we should get more from Kevin Hunt. Kevin Hunt shouldn't be coaching Supersport, and not to I don't want to disrespect to Supersport. I'm just saying that a coach of Kevin Hunt's stature should be out in the world, man. He should be out in Africa. He should be doing big things. But again, that question of being comfortable comes up, you know. That question of can you do our coaches want to go over there, want to coach there, want to take on those new challenges and put themselves into uncomfortable positions, you know? I think with Gavin, he got his taste at Kaizer Chiefs and he was like, hey, if this is how it's going to work, if this is how coaching a big team is like, the pressures from the people who are running the team, the pressures from the crowd and managing all of that stuff, I think he saw and he was like, you know what? At Supersport, I get to tell them what to do, how to move, where to go. I run that team, at least on the football side, and maybe it's just comfortable, which is actually sad, you know? But I think maybe him doing this CAF A license that they're doing now, maybe it's a sign that they're going to change and he's going to try... They're going to change and he's going to try. Maybe we'll see him go somewhere new or bigger. Love to see Gavin Hunt in Egypt. Love to see Gavin Hunt in Tanzania. You know, love to see Gavin Hunt in Europe maybe. You know, he's been coaching since 95. I think it was 95, 94 or 93 he got an injury that ended his career and then he jumped straight into coaching. So he's been coaching for a good 28 years. Imagine. So surely he should be way bigger than he is right now. Theo says, all I know is that Jugaman just going to score today. Hey, Uchugamanja, Pirates is missing him, a player like him. Maybe they thought they had that when they got rid of him. Supersport just got Pagamisu 7. Hey, Kolani. Supersport has been putting Sundowns under a little bit of pressure there. Just a little bit of pressure. Hasn't given them a goal just yet. Oh, Ribeiro. So interesting to listen to what Urulani had to say about this, like speaking about how he scouted them, the report that came in, him putting together the videos, him pitching him, changing his position, stuff like that. It's like, that is very, very interesting as to what goes into these Sundowns transfers, And as you can see, it's working out. Ribeiro is one of the more lethal strikers so far. Hey, for Sundowns there in the comments. Ay, Mara. What are we going to do to you guys? On Facebook, Rolibua says that we should invite to Kevin Hunt. I've tried. There's a number of coaches that I've spoken to personally that we're just going to get in. But luckily, we have like our coach Kanu, who was on this afternoon and spoke to us, that are on TikTok and also support us. So while that we're working on that, a very big thank you to Coach Kanu, Coach Vusmuzi Vilagazi, for the support that he shows this channel. And yeah, we're working on them. I've got a couple of them that I've been speaking to. And if not for certain situations, we would have actually gotten them earlier, but some things changed. And yeah, so I'll try get Gavin. I'll try get Coach Hunt on, and we'll go from there. But anyway, very quiet start. It's a quietish start. Supersport, Supersport is showing that confidence. That teams show in the first go of these matches versus Sundowns. The real problem comes later on. Should Sundowns be a little bit more dominant, and then you start seeing teams going to 6s and 7s. That's when you must judge them. Rulani is really bold to put in 8 new starters today. Let's see. They really do have depth. They have depth, and I think it's also an understanding of the depth. Like, let's see how much he understands the depth, because something we spoke about last night, when we spoke about coaches and not necessarily knowing their players, not necessarily knowing this stuff, or not necessarily having a plan B. They don't have a plan B for some of the players, So it's good to see Urulani changing stuff. And remember, they played on the weekend. They're playing again, on the 2nd, versus TP Mazembe. So he needs to rest some people. Like Abomkwena are going to be big in that game. Abozwane, Abomdau are going to be very important for that game. So you can imagine that it makes sense that he's resting some of them. But masbone ukuthi if the resting makes sense with this team, or if he's going to have to bomb squad the second half. When we are waiting, we are growing. Yes, yes, we're growing. We're growing. But no, we're gonna have coaches on very soon, very, very soon. I'm gonna see if I can't organize some things with some coaches. Sundowns will dominate PSL because the likes of Pirates are very inconsistent. That's why I'm saying that I think what scares me about our league is that Pirates, okay, at least last season, was the best team next to Sundowns. But when I say that, the gap between Pirates and Sundowns was so big. But when we speak about Pirates, Chiefs, Supersport to a degree, and we compare them to Sundowns, a worrying thing that I'm hearing from fans a lot is that we are treating them as if they've got the same level of resources. So we are treating Pirates as though Pirates, even Chiefs, we're treating them as if they are this far from everybody else. Whereas for the type of resources, facilities, and things that they have, they should be way further much further than some of the other teams in the league. But the fact that Sundowns is further away from you than number 14, 15, that's already a worrying factor. So for me, we're letting them off the hook in terms of their, in terms of what we expect from them, if that makes sense. You need a podcast, okay? I will look into all of that. Remember, guys, I'm one man. I know I do a lot. I know there's a lot happening here: graphics, videos, editing, short form, the lives, all of that. I know there's a lot happening, but I'm one man, guys. On a budget that does not exist. There's no budget. As in zero. There's no budget here. So I'm really pushing. That's why contributions are very important to help me keep all of this up. But yeah, I'm one man. I'd love to do all the other stuff, but guys, that costs money. And up to that point, we'll see. Yeah, agent, you don't get to hide. Oh, and you can contribute by becoming a member on YouTube, guys. It really does help, rent, electricity, even Wi-Fi. I tell you that it's very tough. So if you guys can support a truly independent media outlet, then that would be incredible. Anyway, 15 minutes in, it's still 0-0. Supersport are transitioning. They've almost caught Sundowns out and napping a couple of times there. Williams is doing what Williams does there. Can this back three, Rulani, can this back three actually play the ball out? Because, like, we know AB and Kutsia are the ones that play the ball out at Sundowns. That's why it doesn't work at Bafana when you have Mvala Ulu, who's also playing here for Supersport. Okay, that was a very weird free kick. So it's funny to watch, and you're like, will it work with Williams being so jittery there? Wongaletu on Facebook says, easy win for Sundowns. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Supersport are the third best team. Let's see if they can prove that maybe they're closer. It's actually funny that Sundowns goes into this game number 2 in the league. Cape Town City managed to finally, after Boma 6 weeks, we finally got a team that overtakes Sundowns, who last played PSL when, guys? Who last played a PSL game when? So they come in as number 2, even though they've got, 4 or 5 games in hand? But it's very interesting to see them at number 2. It's not something you see a lot in the season. Even if it is, sometimes, they can go on a run of 15 games, winning 15 games, and then it's Bears again. But let's hope that Gavin Hunt has learned something from Rulani. Malume Kuto says, do you think Hugo made the 2 calls, Diruk and Mahopa? I don't think he made it. I'm just like, you've got the people. Oh, no. I almost misunderstood what you meant. He maybe made the calls, man. He's been, I think it was you, Malume Kuto, who highlighted that Bruce has low-key been a scout for his Sundowns. He's been finding players before they get to Sundowns. Maybe he's also doing it for up-and-coming players within those teams too. Oh, cross-in by Supersport across the face of goal. Nobody could get there. Gavin Hunt is going crazy there on the side. Okay, Supersport. Supersport is up. Gavin's already sweating. Gavin actually was funny because he said that finally he's playing a home game. Because if you don't know, Supersport is playing they're playing Pulukwane. That is their home for this season. Apparently, Sundowns gets to play here because they paid for the pitch to be renovated. But Gavin had a couple of words to say from that press conference he did, where he was saying that, who has been maintaining this ground ever since? Who was maintaining it ever since? And you guys are saying Sundowns is paying and doing stuff. Who had been doing it before that? So, very interesting. But normally, these home games for Supersport are 400 kilometers away in Polokwane, which has been taken quite the toll on his Supersport, as we see a corner from them there. Hey, okay, something started playing there. Your conspiracy, two guys' kids are safe. So yeah, it's very interesting that he's finally got a home game in Pretoria. Usually they have to travel 3 hours in order to play these games, which is very, very interesting, Manchem. He's been complaining about it a lot. He doesn't want to say too much. He always says that. But you can tell that, hey, it's lit. And they've got Africa. They just came from Egypt this weekend. I think Keegan played. Yeah, Keegan played. I know Kulu was that side as well. I'm not sure about the rest of the lineup. But yeah. Another interesting storyline, actually. Before I forget, another interesting storyline. Shalulile, I get it, broke into the 100 club for PSL goals. Krobler has 108 goals or something like that in the league. So he's one of the top guys. I think he's top 6, I think it is. Unomvete is number 1. I think he's top 6. Mbuti Kenyeza is number 3, if I'm not mistaken. But 2 really, really great strikers are on the pitch right now in Ukhrobla and in Ushalulile. Truth be told, money plays a very important role ePolweni. Quality abadlali Sundowns imnandi. And Zegs, I'm not even saying that. I think my argument about money has always been this. Sundowns can't sign everyone. So what you expect, my team lawamanye, or Chiefs or Pirates, the ones that have a little bit more money, what you expect from them is to make better decisions in personnel. And maybe you can't get the number 1 player, but you go and get the number 2 player. Maybe you can't get Utemba Zwane, but you go and get somebody who's got similar attributes, and you build a team that's going to be better than Richards Bay, just to like some of the teams that don't have that much money, like that Richards Bay or Golden Arrows. The teams at the bottom, you expect a certain quality level to be there. Like for example, when you watch the English Premiership, some teams may not have spent as much as City, but you always expect Abo Liverpool, Abo's Banbani to find a plan to get, if not the second best player, get the third best player, or get somebody who fit into how they play. You're not comparing Burnley and Liverpool, for example. But in our league, there's a tendency to try and make it seem as though Chiefs is so much closer to certain teams in the league. Make it seem as though Pirates is so much closer to certain teams in the league, when in actual fact, facilities, history, collective knowledge of the teams should be miles ahead of certain teams. Miles ahead, right? But we're not seeing that. And that's why I get that Sundowns spends money, but also Sundowns spends money correctly. They don't waste motion usually. I know there was times where they were signing 15 players this season, but nowadays they don't waste money. And again, referencing what Urulani said during that press conference about him finding Ribeiro and their scouting and all of that stuff, referencing that, you can tell that a lot of time is put into that. Whereas you look at Chiefs, my team, and you still have a coach, and not to say that it's Kevin Johnson's thing, he's new, but you still have a coach who's going, I don't know the qualities of a player who we've brought on loan from South America. Dylan Shepherd should have stepped up and said, this is what it is. the management should have stepped up and said, this is why we signed this player. These are the reports and everything and why we have him, right? So for me, it's not necessarily about the money. It's also about how you spend the money. Sundowns is signing Boma 2-3 players from the PSL. They're signing out in South America. Surely then Chiefs and Pirates should be able to go get the stars of certain teams or convince stars of certain teams, or at least have a squad quality that is way stronger than both Supersport who have to struggle. Imo Ocon, he's playing right now, number 13. Imo Ocon is 17, if I'm not mistaken. 17. Think about that. But also Sundowns jersey is not heavy. That's true. The game looks interesting. Supersport came to play. They did. Then the question becomes, is it because Supersport is pressing, or is it because this is Sundowns' secondary team? Sundowns needs to pick up the tempo. Watching a show from the laptop. Thank you, Pumi. Thank you. You know, man, we invest in these things. Let's go on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook right now in very good quality. The quality is even slightly lower because we're trying to keep it as live as possible on those other platforms. But I mean, guys, my flowers, guys, man. Yes, you go HD, man. I stream 720. I stream 720 to 360, man. I feel like Mkulisi and Maema can walk through a school playground, but Ntujuzi Shabalala couldn't. But I'm only good, so. Ay, man. They just look young, man. Okay, 25 minutes in. There hasn't been much action, truth be told. But Supersport is here. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like they've gotten to that time where they sit back. Looks like they've gotten to that time where they sit back. Figuratively speaking, how is Sundowns' jersey not heavy? Is there any team with more expectations? Agent. I don't know. I think when you say jersey heavy, for me, it's not necessarily just about the game plan. You guys are very good, or the game. You guys are very good at providing competition and making people know that they have to fight for something. But when you play for Kaizer Chiefs, Ntujuzi Shabalala did 1-360 and he trended. So imagine when you do something wrong. Kevin Johnson's under fire. Mulifinseki was on every single person's mind. Like, I can tell you even from content creation here, that when you do a Sundowns video versus when you do a Kaizer Chiefs video, it's two different worlds. So I think it's heavy from that point of view. And I think it's also heavier from the expectation of we need players to revive our teams. So we need players that are going to come in and make Chiefs a Sundowns. That's heavy. Sundowns, the expectation is there, but where is the expectation coming from? It's mostly internal, if that makes sense. You get what I mean? It's mostly internal, and it's mostly self-created inside. You, the 57 inside, and the management. I don't know if I'm making sense here. For now, Sundowns jersey, since they will start winning, the jersey will be heavy when they start losing. Tetwa suddenly, yeah, it's the microscope. And I like that point, Butari, here on TikTok. You're making a very good point. It's heavy because the losing has happened and there's an expectation of trying to live up to a history of winning or a history of marketed winning as well. Sundowns is winning currently. So I don't know if there's proper pressure. Like, I don't think Kevin Johnson is under, I don't think Rulani is under more pressure than Kevin Johnson. Or Rulani was under more pressure than Kemang Mulifinseki. You know, it's different kinds of pressure. Sundowns players have a positive pressure. Chiefs and Pirates players have, microscope pressure, history pressure. You have to live up to Tovilagas and have to live up to Mbesuma and live up to what happened in 1999 in Rothman's Cup, agent. it's not a nice pressure. It's not a nice pressure, if that makes sense. We lose one game and the sky is falling. The difference is Sundowns aren't media darlings. Darlings is not a thing. You guys are media darlings. Chiefs loses a game at number 6, 8. Let's say 8. The sky falls. So when you're saying the sky feels like it's falling, the sky falls. Kevin Johnson loses 3 games. The sky falls. It's not a he's gonna know that the sky is falling. It's gonna feel like bottles getting hey, Sundowns. Clearance off the line. Clearance off the line. I guess that's what you're scared of when you play Sundowns. That they can catch you. And you have to do things like that. Pella, that was a 3v2. And Washington had to come out. Kudos to Washington there. But that shot that was taken there. But once they start losing, Sundowns jersey will become heavy because they'll be reminded of Umshishi. Yes, Butlar. You guys are media darlings. You lose, you get pressure, you win, the media's off the top. But with Downs, agent, we win, it's quiet. We lose, every journalist is fishing. Every journalist is fishing because they understand that they can activate something. The nice thing about Sundowns, guys, to be honest with you, is that Sundowns is mostly an internal team. There's not much that can happen. There goes Shalulile. There goes Shalulile. Goal. There goes Shalulile. Yasuga. Yasuga. Look at Gavin. He's so angry. Yasuga. Hey. This was our second best chance, man, as a league to try catch Sundowns. If Sundowns beats everyone, guys, It's not about the media, It's not just about the media. Right across the board, it's only one way we win. It's by the way thing. We lose, it's a problem. Nah, man. Again, I think Sundowns' pressure is internal. I think you guys decide your own pressure. They go cloak. Hey, good Chiefs. Bobby and them have been trying to calm supporters down, and it's not working out. It's not working out, so it's not something they can do, they can deal with. All Sundowns, Mangoba got demoted in share. It wasn't because of public pressure, and even if it's public pressure from what? Chiefs fans, Paris fans laughing, Tina. If Kevin Johnson loses 2 games, it's not Sundowns fans that are putting us under pressure. I know, Malume Kutz, I know, man. I have to watch on stream. I'm watching on stream. Look at our 57 fans. Abuti Kutz says Chiefs equals Mzabalazo. Give Mzabalazo, guys. What can we say? Give Mzabalazo, and that's why it becomes heavy. Yeah. To Butari's point, it wasn't Mzabalazo when Chiefs was winning, because Chiefs was winning, everything was going great. I think Sundowns, the moment Sundowns goes, the next 3, but you guys have been winning for a while. Let's say the next 2-3 more years, if ever there was going to be a drop, then you'd start seeing it because you're trying to live up to something, Right now, you guys are paving new ways. It's nice to pave new ways. But maybe in like 10, 15 years now, it'll be crazy. Supersport was caught off there, man. I think they got too excited. That's part of the reason why a lot of people say don't go pound for pound. I don't think pound for pound is wrong. I think the issue is that at times you get a little bit too excited and then you have so many players up. I mean, right before that, Majman had to clear the ball off the line. Right before that, So the sign was there. I need to break down the types of goals Shalulile scores. I think he scored with every part. Hey, man has over 100 PSL goals, PSL league goals. I mean, I'm sure he scored with everything. But I'm sure Nomvet retired as the number 1 scorer. He had scored with his elbow, he had scored with his shoulder, his knee, his calf, whatever it needs, man. Free kick, Supersport, just on the edge of the area. Guys, I'm a little bit behind. So consider this a chat, you guys will see things before I do. Stream. Oh, okay. Kana Williams used to play for Supersport. Gavin Hunt's school, man. That Gavin Hunt school. I'm telling you guys, Mahopa, 1 year with Gavin Hunt, and you've got it. You'll see. Hey, Shalulile. You know, like the one thing I love about Sundowns is that they even have the dark arts down. They even have the dark arts down. Like he knew how to position himself right there. You mean Keegan Johannes is what? He's 22, you know? So he's still got a bit of youth there. Free kick, Sundowns to the right side of Supersport's defense. Let's see. Oh, nangu Brian Onyango. Guys, is Brian Onyango related to Dennis Onyango, or is it just a coincidence? Sundowns, guys. Okay, Washington. Oh man, about Washington, we used to spend time with them because he used to play for Amatax. There we go. Thanks, agent. He used to play for Amatax as well as Grand Kekana. Grand Kekana was also there. But they are married. Hey, so we used to see a lot of them. Who knew that Grant would be playing for Sundowns? Yo, that's crazy. From where he came from? Oh, there's that man Grobler. Why is Grobler so underrated, guys? I don't. Whenever we speak about the top strikers in the country, we don't speak about Grobler. You'll mention everybody, but not Grobler. And like in history, because he's one of the 100 club. Why don't we speak about them? Or maybe they're not media darlings as well, eh, agent? They're also not media darlings. Here comes Supersport again. It's so interesting to see Keegan Johannes playing as a midfielder and running all the way up. It's so weird. He's a defender usually. Let's see, because he's a part-time footballer like Losh. But I hear him, Malume Kutso, but part-time footballer, over 100 goals. PSL for league. I think he's on 109 or something. Kwena, maybe it's because he plays one style. But guys, has that ever held us back from loving people? It doesn't score against big teams. So we fixated on the big team performance. Like if you have a striker that does the business 80% of the time, let's say, just 80%. Oh, another chance there. 80% of the time he comes out, he does the business. Doesn't score the big games. Do we not see them? Do we rank them lower? You know? He must have played for Media Darlings to be recognized. He's a box striker, not a playmaker. Peter Shalulile. He has been killing Pirates, my brother. Malume Kutsa. He's been killing you guys. But does that matter, guys? Does that matter? Is it also why we don't speak about Kenyeza the same way? Kenyeza is also a member of the 100 Club. He played for Kaizer Chiefs. But if I was to ask you if you think he's the top guy or is the top striker, not many people will point to Abo Kenyeza, Abo Grobler. Possibly even Shalulile, to be honest with you. Maybe Shalulile as well has been boosted by these league wins. Is that also a factor? When he was at Highlands Park, he was scoring. You know, so is that the issue? Like what do we and again, the conversation we've had what is it, a week ago? The conversations we've had about Do we value pretty players, like players that play very good, that are silky, that are skillful, that are technically gifted? Do we value them over some of the hard grafters? The way that we value, like the way that we look at coaches, like a lot of people don't think Gavin Hunt is an incredible coach, right? If you were to ask a random South African about their top coaches, I don't think they'd put Gavin Hunt in there. But when you look at the resume and you look at what he's been able to do, but it's also because he just plays ugly. You know, we had a conversation about Ernst Middendorp. Ernst Middendorp played helicopter football, was found out, yes, all of that stuff. Finished second to Sundowns on the final day, yet Chiefs fans, for the most part, rate Atazwani higher than they would Ernst Middendorp. Is it just a South African thing that maybe we don't see Abu Khrobla? You know, we don't see those type of players, or not see, we don't rate them. Could it be? Kanyeza Nje and his behavior was something else. I'm sorry. Maramalume Kutso, we've had drunkards who are held in high regard. We've had people that missed a training, a match, that are held in high regards. Is it about that? Shalili has a lot of touches on the ball and does a lot defensively. But guys, does that matter? I don't know. I'm asking. For me, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to lie to you. You're a striker, because you could say that for one striker, but then somebody else could play in a team that has great defensive players. Amazing defensive players, amazing midfielders. Maybe my job is just to tap in, and I've tapped in 120 goals. Am I less than the other guy? Like, for example, Besuma broke the record. Do we rank him high or low because he wasn't a defensive guy, I'd say, or as far as I remember, he wasn't a defensive guy. He once spat in the face of another player, guys. Mara Malume Kutso. There's been people who've punched each other. There's been people that have done all this stuff. Oh, but okay, I'm going to run with it. So for you, does that influence whether you view him as a great player or not? Like for me, it never came to mind that thing, Kenyeza spitting at another player. But does that influence who you view as great? And if that's like the bar, look at Ugrobla. I don't think Grobla has any scandals or anything. He's just been scoring. So why do we rank Grobla, or why don't we rate Grobla as one of the greats in the PSL? The record has everything that the record says. Why don't we rate him? I think that's what I want to know today, guys. I want to know that today. Anyway, 42 minutes in, Supersport is losing 1-0 to Sundowns. Peter Shalulile stepped up and scored the only goal thus far. Attacking-wise, there hasn't been much that has happened, let's be honest. This has been an intriguing game because Supersport is clearly here to attack Sundowns. They're not sitting back that much. And it's more of a midfield battle type of game than it is an entertaining back-to-back chances game, you know? Like Roy Keane behavior, punching fans and intentionally kicking a player. He's one of the greats for me, says Untuli. Pastor regarded as a legend. Optics play a role. A player who dribbles a lot can get a lot of attention like Lodge. That's why I'm saying, Kwena. That's why I'm like, is the issue also us as fans? You know, I don't know if anybody's ever been to trials in SA. Ever been to trials? I'm talking under 15, under 16, and you find that the loudest players are usually the players that are chosen. But when you've watched the balance of the game, the quiet guys have done a job, man. They've done a task. Ay! Decision making. Sugamanja. No, guys. You trap the ball. Corner of the box. Two Sundowns players are on you. You've got a teammate who's free right there. I think Ulung, who was free. And he doesn't play the ball. He decides to go for a shot. Decision making, guy. PSL decision making is no way, guys. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Have you ever been to trials? The loudest players usually are the ones that are chosen, whereas those quiet players who do the job, the CDMs or whatever, nobody looks at them and nobody takes them. I don't know if it's changed now. Changed now. But for the most part, that's how it was. And I feel like as a footballing culture, that's what we see as fans. You know, people who get the credit are the attackers, who make a noise, who have crazy celebrations, who play for the big teams. But abo khrobla laba, they do the job, you know. What happens to them? Nobody actually rates them. But these Supersport players are only here to trial for Rulani. Kevin Hunt, guys, I told you, it's Kevin Hunt has a school. Kevin Hunt must open a school there by Supersport where he takes all the players that have potential and actually make it Supersport's business plan. Business model. I'll take all of the players that you guys say have potential and shine them up. Like he did with Bolipasa, some of the players that had Sundowns now, just shine them up. We must send them do there. Our Mashiane, he must just shine them, Gangani, just shine them. I'd do that if I was. You know how many good players Supersport would get if they just made that their business model? Guys, loan us your players. Kevin Hunt has time. He's worked with youngsters. He makes youngsters good. And if these guys are well and truly people that have very high bars, baleten ngapha, and I will shine them up for you guys. Hey Temba. I mean, sorry, Tembinkosi. Hey Tembinkosi. There we go. It's done. Another one has come, guys. Who's left that can take on Kevin? There's that Ribeiro again. There's that Ribeiro who apparently didn't want to be a striker and had to be convinced. By Rulani. Also, was that a sequence set play? Eh? Yeah. Wait. I gotta see that replay. Let's see the replay again. Would it have been found offside if we had VAR? It's a clever set play. Very clever. But Supersport was asleep as well. Would he be offside if there was VAR? Because I'm just asking, guys. I'm asking. Kwena says training ground goal. Yeah, no. Full on training ground goal. Agira, he said that Coach Wendell works on the set plays. He's given him credit for that before. How do I stream the game without DSTV? Hey, guys, I'm not allowed to say. I'm watching it on DSTV stream. You can't compare Chiefs and Sundowns. No one's comparing Chiefs and Sundowns, man. How? You see, that's the problem. All I said for me was, if Sundowns is getting top-tier players, A players, you'd expect Chiefs and Pirates to get B players. You get what I mean? And you'd expect Chiefs and Pirates with those B players to do way better than the teams at the bottom. I don't want to say names because I always say the same five and then I get into trouble, right? So that's what I'm saying. So surely the level between Chiefs and the level between Richards Bay, in theory, should be higher because Sundowns can't sign 700 players every year. They can only sign that couple. In these few years, they haven't been signing that many players like that, you know? That's what I meant. Not to say that they are equal. Yeah, it does look like it's going to be an easy win for his Sundowns. But it's 3 minutes added on. The ref should be stopping it at any point now. Then we're gonna go into our halftime talk. I'm gonna allow 4 guys in on the TikTok panel. If you want to be part of those panels, you have to join me on TikTok while I'm live. Then what I'll do is we speak for that 15 minutes. At the end of the game as well, let everybody jump in and everybody can have their 2 minutes. Then we will dissect the game properly tomorrow. So let me open. Let me open and then we can have the first few guys and we can speak about what we saw from this first half. It is 2-0 to Mamelodi Sundowns. It looks like it's going to be win number 9 of the season. Listen to that. 9 wins, guys. How do you get to 9 wins? No losses. Yeah, against double Kevin Hunt, against double Jose. Yo, guys. Yeah. Anyway, let me open up here. Asian, my brother, how are you doing? Welcome.
No, the onside. Let me start the onside, onside. Don't look for things you're not there. It's fine.
You're forgetting that
You
this is
guys
not
can keep
Sundowns.
it.
This is not Sundowns ladies that's playing.
No, it's fine. You guys can keep your. Ah, man, where's my fighter, man? I need my fighter. Where's Kuma, guys? He will tell you guys. You guys can keep your heavy jerseys. We'll keep our wins.
Tell me, what did you think of this first half?
I think it's what do you call it? It's an African game for me. Not necessarily Sundowns playing at his best. I think Supersport is playing better, but Sundowns is winning, And I think this is the chameleon. There's the African football that Urulani is now introducing. We don't have to play well to win, We just have to get the goals and shut the back door. I think in the second half, we're going to see a slow tempo to the game, because you look at Supersports, better decision making there by Zuka there. Maybe they equalized before the second goal. And they've had more shots than us. We've had 4 shots and throw on target and 2 goals, So you can see with them they had 7, So, and also I don't think we're playing well because our passes count is extremely low for my liking. But otherwise, yeah, good game. Supersport playing well, more well than expected. I thought they were gonna sit in a low block for me. So yeah.
I you got that lesson from Urulani. But anyway.
Yeah. The master is showing him that man, I was showing you guys, but I didn't show you guys everything.
Let's go to Tolan. Tolan, welcome to the show, my brother. No, right. Tell me, what did you see from this game?
First, ngicela nibuka ama-fans lapha ukuthi mangakhi. Buka ama-fans lapha. It looks so nice lapha ukuthi u-57 ungazi ukuthi it's 107 now.
63 nyana.
And uyabona ngendlela esidlaliswa ngayo midweek. Uyabona ukuthi ba gatekeeper labantu laba seSoweto. Bafuna ukuthi nje iderby yabo ihleli iphezulu ngoba uma uzobheka i-turnout yama-fans kule game on a weekday, it shows ukuthi uma sidlale nge-weekend singaba nama-fans amaningi. I like the fact ukuthi i-Pretoria derby is growing. Yize noma besivalela ngaphandle lapha eSoweto. Coming to it,
guys.
Coming to it game, it was what I was expected ukuthi sizobuya ngathi we disjointed kancane because 8 changes you would expect that. So yeah, and I think we have mastered ukudlala a quiet game, yabo. We'll go and get those 2 goals and then we kill off the game.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to Malume Kutso. Malume Kutso, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
How are you, Mr. OT?
I'm good. Tell me what you thought about this first half.
Same old. The entire season, Sabadala so. And if I was a betting man, I would even settle for not more than 3-0. These days, this is how they play. But it's beautiful in that they're strikers, man. They deliver, man. Emotionally, no repair, they deliver, you know. The night that was offside. It looked offside. Um, and yeah, I
Fuera
hear
come do your things, please. Fuera come do your things.
Barra gatekeeper. Xolani, you know what happens when Chiefs and Pirates play during the week? I'm sorry to say this, but people die. We don't play on the weekend because we want more fans. It's for safety purposes. People die harakala during the week. So, Oscar King, if you don't have fans, guys, you don't have fans. It's simple. Go and market your team. I'm happy to see Teruk. One of my favorites. And I think this comes at a much needed time. Rebonis BC struggled in Africa, and we've got a player who can easily slot into that position. Unfortunately, we didn't have control over it from Bafana side, and if he's back and he's playing, I actually foresee him going to the AFCON. Yeah, that's my take on it. It's been a good game so far. Actually, and you know what? One negative is 1.5 margins. This decision making thing.
Yes.
Sugamanja, you pass Kanakimang, it's 1-1. You do what you did, it's now 2-0, and it's a mountain to climb.
Okay, let me bring it to Theo. Theo, we're 1.5. Upobi wantela ukuthi nina. Hlushwa iBetway, busy saying 1.5 here, 1.5. Welcome to the show, my brother. Hey, network. Your agent, you were saying Vodacom. My kind of Vodacom is good.
Yeah, but it's getting the wrong person. Eh? That one I know he's looking for Betway. He doesn't care about what's he paying. These things of gatekeeping and stuff. He doesn't care.
Tell me, I want to speak about the Supersport. I'm going to come straight to you, agent. I want to speak about the Supersport. They came out lively. They've been pressing high. They've actually been attacking Sundowns. But is it a case of sometimes you get too excited? Because before the first goal came in, they had, I don't know how to put it, they had already been shown to be lacking their defense. They'd been caught out twice before that goal came in. What do you think about Supersport so far?
Yeah, the thing is, you get sucked into a sense of comfortability, a sense of what is the word, that you're on the groove, and then that's where these lapses in concentration and we are now playing against a team which is I don't want to say a moment team, because a moment is like you just get one opportunity and score and you're not playing well, but it's a moments team where it's playing well, but they don't need 2 chances to score. They just or 3 chances. They just need 1 good chance and they finish it. So when you're playing against this kind of team, you don't have to get such into a sense of comfortability. You must always be switched on. And even when you're playing so well, they can score at any time. So you have to always be on alert. And I think Supersport like that awareness. Yeah, they like that awareness. Yeah.
Okay. Xolani, Supersport, they started so well. They were playing so well. They got chances. They got corners. They got pressures against the Sundowns. Did they get too excited and then get caught out, especially for that first goal?
Yeah, I think they get too excited, and especially when it comes to our passes of it. Sometimes they pass early, sometimes they pass late. Yeah, but my decisions, we last dead first. I think Babylon cool because first half is not a 2-0 game. It should have been 2-1 or 1-0. If by about 30 my chances are of it. Bad decision from Zukamanja especially.
Okay. Let me go to Malemekuto. Same question to you. They started so well, man. They started so well. It looked like they were giving them a game. and then all of a sudden, Chigichi.
Yeah, when they were offering something going forward, and they looked, Okare, they'd get something before Sundowns even. Lebogana Kimang, who's that guy? But Tyson Slatchwa going up, got his set piece. It looked like a balanced game. It looked like Sundowns had made 8 changes. And then out of the blue, nje, concentration. I mean, look at that free kick. What were they thinking? How can you switch off like that? As a professional team, as the third best as the third best team in this country after Pirates, how do you switch off like that? Well, I understand. So I understand why Gavin Hunt would be livid in terms of conceding that goal. It might be beautiful from Sundowns, but it's horrible from a Supersport perspective. You don't expect them are professional players, especially in someone who's been Bafana captain in the frame of Utulani Hlatshwayo, not to pick that up. Guys, switch on. We've got also, I think, is it Ricardo Gosson goal? They could have done better as a team. They've just lost down to fine margins such as discipline and concentration. That's all.
Agent, if the game comes down to fine margins, it's the best way to describe the Sundowns team. They walk games, and then the moment they get the chance, you don't need too many chances to win. You don't need to overexert yourself to win. It's almost like you guys have mastered the art of just, the goals will come, the opportunities will come, and when they do, we'll take advantage.
Yeah, I think we are a proper African team. You'd sometimes look at these African teams, we dominate them, we do everything, and somehow they find a way against us. So I think even us now have adopted that style that, you know what, guys, we're gonna get a chance, you score, and after you score, we kill off the game. We're not interested in making the game interesting or whatever. Just get in the goal. After that, close the back door. And just, I think, was it Abutu Kuzo was saying, if he was a betting man, he was gonna say under 3.5. Now. Because I don't see more than 2 goals after this.
I'm sure Theo's listening right now.
Yeah, Theo, make do the right thing.
But then, is it worrying that PSL teams haven't caught on to this, where it's almost like it sometimes feels as though Sundowns allows you into the game, almost knowing that you guys are not going to do anything with the chances?
I think the problem with Sundowns is it's so ahead of everyone that it is disturbing, in the sense that when you think that you're trying to figure them out, they are already past that stage now. They are on another level. They're thinking about other things. You look at Sundowns, we had a point where you think, okay, fine, let me try and press them, let me try and outplay them. Then there's like, okay, fine, outplay us, fine, it's okay. We're just gonna get our goals and leave. At the point where you guys realize that Sundowns is giving us chances, so you should try and work on another finishing. They would have went to another level. So I think that's difficult. And I listened to what Coach Vusi was saying, even though he cheated me on draft, it's fine. He was saying something that he looked at Sundowns training, not just the game, just the training, and he was like, wow, these people are levels, and I like the fact that every time he learns something, he remembers that game, For him, it's not the 3-0 that he lost, but how he lost it. And it's like, wow, So I think it's up to PSL teams to try to become at least on par with Sundowns thinking and not one step behind, because I don't think they can get one step ahead. So yeah.
Score prediction?
No, I think Supersport deserve a goal. So 3-1. Let me betray a Theo with my under 3.5.
It feels like an Hashem, that one, but it's fine. Kolani, it's Sundowns, man. It looks like, we've been saying this all season long. The Sundowns doesn't look like it's strong. The Sundowns doesn't play like a Sundowns Yagapit. So, they don't score 3-4 goals. But now, every game, yeah win. What's it down to? Because clearly they're doing something.
Yeah, I think it comes with the experience of the Africa first, yabo. And yokudlala game of consequence, like week in and week out, so we don't really care about exciting football, man. We are like we get the job done and then we take the 3 points. Some mistake high, yabo.
Manje,
So
PSL team, why aren't they catching on or taking their chances or realizing, good day, guys, bazoniyeka ngithole leyo 2-3 chances, but by the time you look up, it's 2-0, 3-0.
OT experience awuyithenga esitolo mfethu. Awuyithenga esitolo. You have to uhambe uyodlala eAfrica like Sundowns mfethu. Ngeke uze ungene Pick n Pay uthi hayi bengicela experience eSundowns. You have to play lama game lawa abukhuni mfethu yabo and know how to play quiet yabo and use ama chances because Sundowns like we literally like created two or three chances and Sakura 2. Yabo. As opposed to ama chances that all Supersports. We like I think it's only like ama chances acisha lingane kodwa we 2-0 up. So it comes with experience first. Yabo like shower kwethu go with that. Yabo we learn. Like eshilo nje coach emini ukuthi naye ufunde something ngokudlala neSundowns. So it comes with experience. First ngeke nje uvele uvuke usuthi I know how to play against Sundowns. We have to go. Yabo.
Score prediction?
I see another goal. 3-0.
3-0. Oh,
Yeah.
now you're not even going Achashem. The Achashem agent.
Clean sheets nje akalokhuzana akawuliye namhlanje.
Malume Kutso, I remember, I believe it was you who brought up the rope-a-dope. Is Sundowns just rope-a-doping all of the teams and the teams aren't realizing that, hey, we need to take advantage of this? For those who don't know what the rope-a-dope is, Muhammad Ali, I believe it was against Stu Frazier or Foreman, he let him hit him. I'm shy. Then when it came time to take advantage, he went and won. Is that what is happening in Sundowns? And is there anything these PSL teams can do to stop it?
And just to elaborate, he let him believe he was on the attack.
Yes.
Going in against the ropes. And as he was going, Aramo presser, Muhammad Ali would use the ropes as a springboard and, of course, pack a powerful punch. And it brings me also to a point where Rulane once said, you don't know the tactics. I think he was exactly alluding to that, which actually I want them to look like they're doing something. I could have thought at first which is Supersport would come back still and make it probably 2-2, if not lose by 3-2, because Supersport has some good experience if you think about it in the football. One of the best strikers ever. The name of Bradley Grobler. They also have Uchuga Manja who can be lethal on his day. So I would have thought 3-2, but then Kibone Sundowns Kenya Mukwena. Kibone Timbers one is pulling up his socks. Sorino is also wearing his socks. So hey,
yeah. Is that what it's gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be?
I'm going with 4-1 Sundowns.
4-1. Yo. Is this a pity one?
No, it's one out of respect for Cousin Hadi, out of respect for Bradley Grobler, Tyson Fatwa, and Chuga Manja.
Do you think that it's going to be a 2-1, or is it going to be a 4-1 that comes from a 2-1, or is it going to be a 4-1 that comes from a 4-0 consolation?
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, they'll get their one. Sundowns will go 3-0, and
Here we
Sundowns
go.
will.
Oh, offside. Okay. Malume Kutso. I'm going to come back later, guys. Later on, everybody's going to come in, get their 2 minutes so that we can get everybody in. My thoughts are like Sundowns has become that team. I think under Rulani, they've become that team where they go, we're going to make you feel as though you're in the game. You're going to feel like it. You're going to know it. You're going to think it in your head. You're going to make good runs. You're going to do all that stuff. But I think what Sundowns has realized is that there's not that many teams that are dangerous. There's not that many teams that are going to take the chances that they get given. And what tends to happen when they start playing versus Sundowns is that they get overexcited and then you start seeing the gaps appear. So what happened to Supersport was that they started so well, disciplined in how they were attacking Sundowns. But then there came a point where they became a little bit too excited. And you saw them leaving 2 players at the back. And then Sundowns press a little bit higher, win the ball back higher. Now it's a 3v2, right? The first time they had to clear it off the line. The second time was a goal. So I think that's what they've learned. And I pity the PSL teams because this Sundowns team gives you chances. Supersport had a few chances in the beginning. There was also the one where Juga Manjo could have laid it off for Ulungu. They give you chances. But if you're not going to take the chances, at the end of the day, you're going to look up and it's going to be 2-0, it's going to be 3-0, it's going to be 4-0, and you'll sit there wondering to yourself, how did it get here? And that is a very scary team. As the Fananan, it's Sundowns right now. Ifana, like, you know those drinks that they mix at clubs, man. And when you can't taste the alcohol, you're thinking, hi man, I've got this. Jiggy jiggy, you wake up, it's tomorrow. That's what Sundowns is doing. And kudos to Rulani, because the biggest thing that people were saying about Rulani and his way of playing was that it's all attack last season. It's all attack. There's no steal for when you need to win these games that are harder, or maybe you need to be a little bit more pragmatic. And he took that to heart, and now he's giving us football where Sundowns has passages of play where it's incredible, but they don't play shoeshine 70% of the time like they used to. You'll see shoeshine Boma 5-10%. The rest of the time, it's grinding. They grind teams down, this team. They take their chances. And I think that's where we need to speak about decision-making. Here we are with the decision-making of EPSL. Sundowns is showing you what executive decision-making looks like, where you come in and I know that I'm going to have 2-3 chances, and you know what? Shaluli is going to score the one, Ribeiro is going to score the other one, somebody else is going to come up and score. Let's see. Maybe it will be Miami. Somebody will come out of nowhere and score. 3-0, they close shop, they go home. Whereas with our strikers, chance after chance after chance after chance. Take, for example, just as an example, the Chiefs Morocco Swallows game. Swallows made a mistake 7 times before Chiefs capitalized on it. Sundowns would have hit you 5 by then, you know. Hey, but they're being risky here at the back. Hey, but they're playing out that press well. Nice press, Supersport. But anyway, let's go. Rulani is more man-marking system, but it benefits the players. Teams shouldn't change their tactics when they play Sundowns, says UGT. You have to tweak it a little bit if you play, but must be determined. Yeah, I think attitude also plays a big role in this. I used to coach a team, co-coach a team, and there was one big club in our league. And what used to happen was that every day, my fellow coaches used to speak about this club. If you play like this, how are you going to play versus Team X? If you play like this, how are you going to play versus Team... When the players arrived for Team X, they were so out of it because now is the big game they're here. So I think what tends to happen with the PSL coaches is that you're looking at Sundowns, you've crossed it off, you've circled it on the calendar, and the players get there and they get nervous. Same thing that used to happen with Ikeza Chiefs, for example. Teams used to come and play versus the Ikeza Chiefs, play very hard versus the Ikeza Chiefs because they knew the spotlight was on. You circle it, but in a positive way. You're looking forward to that game. I think what Sundowns has done is what the big teams in the world do. The really big teams in leagues. Man City, Barcelona, PSG to a degree in their league. Look, decision-making. It's just that it didn't finish. Decision-making, look at that. Rather, I give you the ball and you do something with it. Anyway, chance there by Sundowns crossing. It was just taken wide. They've done a thing where it's pressure. Every team that comes to play Sundowns is now under pressure and they go and change everything. We're an attacking team, but we decide when we're playing Sundowns that we need to play 5 defenders for some reason. And I feel like that thing hurts you so much because now your players are doing something that they don't understand. If you've seen Sundowns struggle in matches, it's when they've played teams that stick to their guns, you know, because they understand their guns. Asking Saleng to defend doesn't make sense because Saleng doesn't understand that thing. So not only am I asking him to do something different, I'm doing something that he doesn't understand, and I'm taking away what he's good at. So I think it's also an attitude thing, but it's also a fear thing. And Sundowns has fear, and they'll carry on winning the league because that fear wins them more, I'd say 60% of their games before they even start. That fear. Anyway, let me read some of these comments as well. Any team that faces Sundowns must be able to be man for man strength and also be more special. Willingness, determination, and belief. Thank you, Wahib. Thank you so much. Yes, GT, it confuses players. That's why I get so shocked when people go and play Pep, for example. You're going to go play a Man City. And now you're trying this thing that your players have never played. What do you think is going to happen when you play that game? When they come versus Sundowns, and you have such amazing players who can put pressure on most defenses, and then now strikers now sitting back, and you can tell that they were told that because of fear. Sundowns profits from fear, guys. But not to take anything away from them, they walk every game. It's 2-0, guys. It's 2-0 versus Supersport. I'm not saying Supersport is third best. I saw a comment on Facebook. I'm not saying Supersport is third best because Gavin Hunt or whatever. I'm saying third best because they finished third last year. So in a balance of all the teams in the league, Pirates was second, Supersport was third. I know it was 16 points. I know it was 20 points or whatever, the other way around. But they were third. We can't take it away from them. So the third best team in the league comes here and can't do the business. That tells you everything you need to know about Sundowns. Pirates, second best team in the league last year, came here for the league and couldn't do anything. So yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I think when I'm watching these games. Kaya on Facebook says, so people are only realizing now that Supersport United are horrible. The way they lost to Polokwane City, how they lost to Golden Arrows and other teams today, you call them the best. That was the comment. Our league, unfortunately, 15 teams in the league all beat each other. Supersport becomes number 3. You can win 3 games in our league, and you can go from the bottom half to top 5. They will have bad losses versus our Polokwane City. They'll have bad losses versus our Golden Arrows and other teams, as you put it. But at the end of the day, when the points are tallied, they're the third best team. We just live in a place where everybody beats everyone. Sundowns wins the league by 16 points. This year, this is the best start they've ever made. This is going to be, guys, I think we don't understand the gravity of what's happening here. Sundowns has played 9 games in the league, and they've got 27 points. That's maximum points. Well, this is going to be the 9th one. That's maximum points. They played Pirates. They played Chiefs. They played Supersport. Hey, they've played. Imagine, we're hoping now that Cape Town City, let's say, can win versus Sundowns, 1 game versus Sundowns. Who else are we looking at to go win games versus Sundowns? That's scary. The only thing you're hoping for is that the fatigue of having played AFL, Champions League, and the league at the end of the year, you hope that the fatigue maybe takes them down a notch. But right now, 27 points in the bag, accounted for. That is crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, guys, please add 45 to whatever my timer says, and you'll have the time. It's 2-0, 46th minute, 56th minute. Sundowns is leading 2-0 versus Supersport United. They're serious about winning caps, so they want to bury the league earlier. I don't think it's possible here, except Sundowns. It's free kicks, it's a gamble. And also to integrate the DDC players towards the end of the season. So let's see, man. Let's see if Supersport can come back from the ashes and score the goals. I get an agent said it's going to be 1 goal. Kuta said they're going to score 1 goal. I don't know, man. Campbell is coming on, another youngster. Campbell is on for Keegan Johannes. They played him in the midfield. Keegan. Friend of the show, actually. Friend of the show. I've got a video I'll release. I've got him. He was speaking to me the other day. So friend of the show, Keegan Johannes, 22-year-old defender from Bizarre is coming off. And in comes Moralo. Okay, let's see. I'm not saying can't happen if a team like Cape Town City can surprise Sundowns soon. Wahib, I think what scares me about Sundowns is that the number of teams that we are hoping will surprise them is so low. Cape Town City does the double, let's say, versus Sundowns. That's only 6 points. It's only 6 points. You get what I mean? Like, that's scary. That we don't have, like, bogey teams like that. But I mean, it's nothing new. We've seen it before. Abo Manchester City, that time when they fought Liverpool, we've seen Centurions. So I don't think it's that shocking. It's just that, guys, our league, man. I'm more worried about number 2. That's my thing. I'm worried about number 2 and the distance between Sundowns and number 2. That's my worry. Because that distance is too big. Way too big. 6 points against Sundowns and winning perhaps 12 consecutive matches. I guess. We'll see, but is that possible? Is DSTV League still a league or Sundowns League? These guys will win plus 20 clear. And it will be a sad day. Oh, that will be a sad day. Woo, Kumo. Kumo will not let me go that day. Another set piece. Another set piece straight from the training ground. Hit over. Hey, Rulani, man. But they might win it by 22 or 25. Guys, who's going to become number 6? Who's going to come number 2? Let me ask you guys, who's coming number 2 this year? Who do you think is coming number 2? And do you think that it will still be by a big gap? Do you think, actually, who do we trust in the league? I trust Supersport, but Confed is going to take too much out of them. That's what I think. I think playing that Confed, and SA teams tend to get far, so that travel, I think is going to take it out of them. Gavin's probably going to try to get out of it quickly. And Shana Polo, guys. Oh, ball. What a ball. Oh, what a ball. Another chance. Transition. See what I told you about the transition? Ribeiro just missed. He could have had, 3 goals now? He missed an earlier one. Didn't he miss another? No, he didn't miss another. He could have had 2 goals. Could have had 2 goals now. Transition. The Chameleon has now become a transition team because Supersport is getting too excited up front. My guy, Sundowns still have 4 games in hand. Keep in mind, Chasing Pack will not win all the games. Exactly, Manelise. That's what I'm trying to say. Agent says you trust Supersport. Supersport second or Pirates? Is it going to be a far second? Cape Town City will finish 3rd and Supersport 2nd. Siabonga says, I trust Stellenbosch. They have too many injuries, but they have too many injuries to key players. I don't know about Stellenbosch. Barker isn't the type of coach. Barker is 6'7", 5'6". We've got plenty of those coaches. Steve Compella is also a 5'6" coach. He's not gonna light up the world and make it a 2. It's gonna be number 5, number 6, steady, stable, number 6. Same as Barker, but I don't think Barker is a league challenging coach, to be honest with you. Or Stellenbosch as a team, I don't think so, even with the injuries. I trust Supersport. But like I told you, Confed, man. Confed. It always screws them over, Confed. Eric Tinkler has finally added some South Americans to this team, so we have enough to finish 3rd. Okay. I can see it. Because Cape Town City, like I said, Supersport for me is knocked out because of Africa. I think they're going to struggle. Cape Town City doesn't have that worry. They finished 4th last year. I could see a 3. I could see a 3, actually. That's true. Stellenbosch is a great team, but injuries are hitting. Stellenbosch are winning matches, but fails against weaker teams. Wahib, that's the story of the PSL. Oh, Zwane on. He's playing Bozwane. Oh, that's interesting. Ribeiro missed those chances. Rulani gave him the face, and then Zwane is coming on. That is interesting. I wouldn't have pegged Zwane to have to come on in this game. I would never have picked him to come on this game. But okay, we'll see. We'll see. Where were we? Stellenbosch, yes. That's the story of the league, guys. The story of the league. Anybody can beat anybody. Very few teams can go on a 5-game winning run, 6-game, 7-game winning run. I think Cape Town City is on 6. They are on 6 now, but it's not all league. They are on 6. It's all league, yeah. 6 games. Not many teams can do that, you know. And a lot of them struggle there. You go and play very well versus Pirates, and then you lose to Cheaper. You go and play very well versus somebody else, and then you draw with another team. You lose to another one, you lose 2 games in a row. It's very inconsistent, our league. There aren't many consistent people. Mokwena likes initiating the press. But also professional fouling there. Mr. Peer pressure. Zwane didn't play any minutes last game, and we need him to start that engine for Mazembe. It makes sense. No, you guys are making sense. Zwane can't be too cold, Mr. OT. He needs a run. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. There's 28 minutes to play. 28 minutes to play is a long time for older players who are then going to go play in Africa. Look at Campbell, guys. 16 years old. Gavin. That's what Gavin's doing. That man doesn't get credit. Gavin doesn't get enough credit, guys. I'm sorry. Gavin doesn't get enough credit. I even question his Supersport, man. Which guy? No, it makes sense. Honestly speaking, it honestly makes sense what you guys are saying. I'm just shocked that they put him in now. I would have given him 15 minutes, to be honest with you. No, so underrated. So underrated, Wahib. So underrated. Like, I think out of all of the greats that we have, he is, in the PSL era, he is the only coach, league-wise, to have done what he's done. 3 league titles at Supersport, 1 at Bidvest. So no big teams. Even Gordon Iggesund has 4. I'd say he's closest, if not... Yeah, he's closest because he's got 4, but 2. One of those came from Sundowns, if I'm not mistaken, and the other one came from... Was it Pirates? Because I know it wasn't Santos Manning Rangers. Like, when you look at the great coaches of the PSL era, I always give Gavin a little bit more because he's doing it at a small team. You know, or he does it at small teams. You know? He does it at small teams without resources. Also, weakness. Depending on what we're speaking about, I mark him down as well because I'm like, if you're so great, at some point you need to, move up like Pizzo did. For me, Pizzo is number 1. Pizzo is number 1 for me. Gavin is number 2. Iggesund is number 3. And then for sentimental reasons and because he was so amazing, Dimitri is number 4. If I was to go my best coaches of the PSL era, those are my guys. 4. Number 5, off the top of my head, off the top of my head is tough. Number 5, who would I put number 5? I don't want to say Kabozondo. Manqoba. Yeah, Manqoba, number 5. Probably. Kevin Hunt has won 6 league titles, 3 at Supersport, 2 at Wits. Did he win 2 at Wits? Why did I forget? Kulis is improving, Sham. I thought he was going to be shipped out end of last season. You guys know how to use your players. There we go. Sundowns is playing with their food now. Sundowns is playing with their food. Gavin and Eric Tinkler and Rulani are the good managers in PSL now. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would give to Ted anytime. Great coach. I want to make him. I'm making Ted my third, or why did I make him my fourth? Because for me, what those other guys did with those teams, obviously, Pizzo started this whole thing in Sundowns, multiple leagues, won the Star. You know, yeah, we know about Pizzo. Even at Supersport, I think he won the SAA, was the SAA Super 8 or whatever. Then you have Gavin, who's won the league multiple times, 3 times in a row at a point, 3 times in a row. You know, you have Gordon, who did it, King, Menin Rangers, did it at Santos, guys. Santos. Guys, you know. So that's my 3. And then Ted. Ted, man. A lot of coaches come from that tree. Eric Tinkler isn't a manager who pays expensive, but he brings youth with quality. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Tinkler. I don't know how I feel about Tinkler, to be honest with you. Malume Kutso, you guys at Tinkler, that Pirates, how do you feel about Tinkler? Paul Toleza, there we go. Paul Toleza is a name that was brought by Manuel Vafui. Number 2 is an unknown factor. We trust number 1 because our league is unpredictable. Yeah, Victor, we don't have a consistent team. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You only play Sundowns twice, guys. That's all. You only play them twice. And you don't need to beat every single team to be 5 points away from Sundowns. But consistency. I think it's time for Shalile to come off. Maybe false 9 it with Sireni or something. Last 20 minutes. Walume says he's a nice guy. That's all. He's a nice guy. That's all. Kevin is a serial winner when it comes to deliver. Rulani is the one whose evolution in football changed in SA, says Wahib. I'll rate him when he wins the league. Nazo. That's why I think what Gavin Hunt has done is so incredible. Oh. Professional fouls. Like, guys, you see the difference between when Supersport was caught out. Sundowns will foul you. Sundowns, press them high, win the ball. I will foul you. Mudau, you know how many fouls Mudau gets in the game? Share. He's just not targeted, but that's the difference. On a team that wants to win everything, you guys have won the ball back high. Come back here. Come, just stay behind. I'm willing to take the foul. In some cases, willing to take the yellow card. Well, they never do it in yellow card situations. It's always the player before the defense does the professional foul. There we go. Decision making. Way. Probler's losing his mind. Oh, look at the utopies that have come out, man. Yeah? Wantate mulumang are watching the game. Let's see. One back high. Oh, Brian Onyango running all the way across. Shalil is overrated, brother. I've said it before. You can't win a league with a very rich budget and sell your best players. He played for Highlands Park. Yeah. He played for Highlands Park, EJ. but Shasha must come up serious. No, I think it's time just to put Shasha down and say, you know what, my guy, we've got a game on Saturday versus TP Mazembe. You've used all your misses for the week. Next thing you start scoring goals and you don't have some goals for TP Mazembe. Wonderful player though, Ushalile, wonderful player. Another one that, like, I guess if it's not for the Sundown stuff, you don't hear a lot about Shalulile like that. Like, I was asking coach when he was on earlier why we don't have superstars. You know, I think Shalulile should be a superstar. He should be, you know, the biggest player. If not, they are one of the biggest players, you know. Our Tembazwane, they get respect, but Tembazwane never got that adoration of like a Tekomdise, man. Oh, too sexy. Why are you doing that much? Problem on the ball. Let's see. Play the pass. Campbell. Okay, you're 16. Play the next pass, my guy. You had a guy. How? Ooh, decision making. You see what decision making does? Better decision making, and this game is 2-2 right now. He had a player to his right. He had a player to his right. Stand there for who? Stand there for who, my boy? Oh, there's my fave AP. Masego, AFL MVP. No, he's loved. Malome Kutso, he's loved. But I remember opening a newspaper and seeing Tekomdise with a Puma ad. You can't say that Umshishi is loved like Tekomdise. And what I wanted to say was, I'm not saying that it's just about them. I'm saying that maybe we live in a time where we don't have superstars like that anymore. You know, and when I say superstars, people think I'm talking about skillful players and things like that. I'm talking about people that are revered and loved and whatever from every team, you know. I just think maybe it's the time that we're in, I guess. I don't know. Oh, 57 fans. 57 fans. You see, our Sundowns will take the foul to stop the attack. They don't mind. Guys, can Supersport come back from this one? Nah. They had a chance. They had chances. They shouldn't be behind like this. They've had chances, but hey, as Kolani said, you can't walk into Pick and Pay and buy experience. You can't walk into Pick and Pay and buy proper decision making, which is sad. A lot of our PSL teams, hey, decision making. The World Cup also helped overhype players who played around the 2010s. That's true. That's true. Mara, that was only 3 games. I think the only person who got proper hyped for that one was Shabalala. Shabalala. That goal. I took him to a different place. But you guys get what I mean. Like, I always look back, and I know I may sound very old, guys. I may sound very old when I say these things. I still remember Abomulono Sikwivilu, Ramudzuli at Black Leopards. You remember Bopapi Zotwane from Golden Arrows. You remember pockets of players, man. I was Pandiel, Bloemfontein Celtic, Hawkline Boy Taibos. You know, you remember players, man, that come from different teams that weren't media darlings, but had that superstar thing in them, you know. And then I admit I may be looking at the situation from my bias of having watched football back then, and maybe it's my old man thing. Back in my day, I was cutting some son. Maybe it's one of those things, but you don't see superstars, man. Even at the media darlings, there aren't like standout superstars. The closest is Lodge. If Zwane played for media darlings, he would have been loved more, or a heavy t-shirt was going to get. I would have counted that 57 in the stadium. Modisa, Isaac Chanza, Letsolo. There are a few great footballers back then, but where are they now? Nah, not the participation, but the build-up. Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying. There we go. Shalulile came off for Sereno. Lerato Chabangu. Yeah, man. But you guys, maybe somebody can explain it better in the comments. There was a thing, man. There were stars. Like, there were stars at every team. And you'd be worried about players at every team. Like, for now, most of us, if I could say, Royal AM, who are you afraid of? Go Royal AM. Lights out. What do we say? You get what I mean? Like, I asked you about Clive. Why don't you rate him? You kept missing the text. Oh, sorry about Clive. Clive Barker. I don't rate him, eh? I rate him as the national team coach. I don't rate him as that highly. I'm not going to lie. I don't rate him that highly. I think he was great at development. I think he was great at finding players. I think he was great at understanding South African football. But that's great and all. But, man, people have trophies. People have to do it for 30 games, There's a boy called Tele. He won the league with Durban City. When was this? Was it PSL era? PSL era. Okay, here we go. Hey, before we forget, we're actually watching a game. 79th minute, Sundowns is leading 2-0. Sinje. Hey, Maru Sinje. They've wrapped up the game. They wrapped it up very early. Supersport has been wasteful. Original league. Yeah, I don't think he won the league. They could have been 5-0 up, but in the same token, Supersport could have been 2-2 right now. But yeah, no, but Sundowns did miss gilt-edged chances, like one-on-ones. Yeah, just looking at the goalkeeper chances. So yeah. Supersport bet. Do they sponsor shows? Anyway, no, that's fine. Yeah, I don't rate Clive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't rate Clive, agent. I don't rate him like that. Great coach, but I don't rate him like that. I think I'd say top 10, maybe. I'd give him top 10. But I haven't even mentioned Abu Toleza. I haven't mentioned Kroll for that run that he had. I think Clive sits where Abokabo Zondo sit for me, to be honest with you. Sundowns are keeping the goals for Kev. That's why I said that they missed so much today. It was like, you know what, Peter, you've used up all your misses for this week. TP Mazembe must get all your goals, so come off. Yo, Clive is not in the top 29, Wahib. Yo. Mara Agent Kabo was a good coach. I think Clive falls in the tiers. Maybe let me not say list. Let me say the tiers. Clive fell in that list, that tier. Tier was Steve Compella. Tier, those guys. He falls there for me, and maybe I'm being disrespectful. Did he win it with pushbacks? Was Mukay Clive? Now I need to go see, because maybe I am being super disrespectful to Clive Barker. Players don't understand the humiliation and the bigger picture we're facing as fans. Yo, Victor, they don't understand. Just watch my stream when Chiefs is playing. Abuse, guys. Then Bobby says Razabalaza. We Zabalaza because of Wizawalaza because of Thingy King. That way. He won 2 league championships and 2 league cups. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Agent. It's pre-PSL era. It's pre-PSL era. I don't want to say too much about pre-PSL era because I'm not that old, guys. I'm not that old. Yeah, pre-PSL era. Pela 90 what? Because it says he took over the national team in 1994. So his stuff comes from then. Then if we're going back then you need to mention about Jeff Butler. Is it Jeff Butler? Took everything for Kaizer Chiefs that 1 year. And to show you the culture of Kaizer Chiefs, was it Jeff Butler, man? No, there was a guy who coached Chiefs. He won everything and the fans were like, nah, you play ugly football. Therefore, yeah, it was Butler. He almost won the quadruple in 92. I mean, it wasn't Butler, but I'll find the name. So pre-PSL era, I'm not that old, eh? I am not that old. I was on another likable man. No, Sinje, we're talking about the league. The league. That's why I said in terms of the national team, Clive is up there. But in terms of the league, there's a lot of coaches that I put before him. In terms of PSL era, the league, I put in front of him. Abu Kevin, I put in front of him, to be honest with you. Steve Compella, disrespect. Hi, guys. Clive is in the top 50 minutes. Hey, Wahib. No, you're not. He did well at Black. Yeah. Black Aces. That's why I'm like, he's a good coach, but when you talk about the big guys, when the Chiefs buy Skara, Gobese, 02, 03, Club was good with Durban City in the old days. Amazulu 1990. What an agent. That's pre-PSL era. I don't remember 1992. I don't remember anything from 1992. I'm not going to lie. But if you guys rank him highly for that, I can't get in the way of that. I just rank like the guys that I've seen. Late PSL era, when I started watching football like that. I wanted to see, man. There was a coach, I think it was 84. Where's the list of coaches? Joe Frickleton. Was it Joe Frickleton? I think it was Joe Frickleton. Joe Frickleton, there was a year where Chiefs won everything, and then the fans were like, nah, we don't like the football. Please get out of our club. I read it on the back of Super Strikers. Remember Super Strikers used to have those stories at the back. But anyway, that's besides whatever point we're talking about now. 86 minutes, 2-0. Supersport is losing to Mamelodi Sundowns. I guess the nice thing about Wednesday games is that fans can sit by that stand on the other side. I only watched PSL 2002 Sebs Wahib. When is the game ending? The game is ending just now, Sinja. The game is ending just now. Let's say 10 minutes. There's about 10 minutes left. Actually less. It's probably like 8 minutes left. Yeah, Wahib, like, I understood PSL. Not understood even. I started understanding football Boma 2000, you know. Anything before that, not gonna lie to you, throw in Lake on the side, long throw inside the box. It's actually sad. I think what Sundowns does, that is so sad, what they do to these teams. This year's Sundowns, you leave the game thinking, I could have gotten something from that game. But then when it's 9 teams who may have thought, I could have gotten something from that game, then you're like, yes, the Sundowns is playing with us, man. Rulani is playing with us. 9 games, 27 points. Every game, Sundowns is not that strong. Sundowns looks weaker. Sundowns is. But every game, he's just taking care of business. This team's taking care of business. I think that's cruel, man. That's very cruel. South Africa only got fully professional with British Bulldog before. Kind of British Bulldog. What was his name, man? Hey, we saw a lot of them. Remember Kaichel Sim? Is it Kaichel Sim? The Finnish guy. Watching both games on TV, one on laptop. But he boosting ratings. Goveni is coming onto the pitch. Man United chair. Is it that bad, that side? Wait, let me just get the scores at Manchester United right now. Let me just see how it's looking. 3-3 Galatasaray. Hakim Ziyech. Wow. Ziyech is putting United to the sword. Mexor scored. I guess you can't predict everything. Agent. Lo Ten Hag wako. Let's see. 3-3 from 3-1. Yo. Anyway, almost 90th minute over on this side. Sundowns going to get their 9th win of the league so far. 9th win of the league. So here's another interesting stat, guys. Let me give you another interesting stat. Going into this game, Supersport United had scored 16 goals. 12 games played, 16 goals, 12 conceded. Sundowns came into this game, 17 goals scored. So they've scored more goals than the Supersport. 3 conceded from only 8 games. Now they're going to go to 19 goals scored. This is the story of our league. Sundowns was gone for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Still outscored, still outplayed, still outpointed people, still defended better. 27 points. Our league. Betway is killing people. I hope Theo didn't listen to Agent. Agent went 3.5. I hope he didn't listen to Agent. That man plays the aviator. He doesn't bet on matches. Mary says, Betway. Hey, Mary. Betway. Bobby told you guys. Betway, Mary. Hi, Mary. What Man United give up? Let's see if Sundowns can at least give you a 2.5 or 2.5 nyana. Nazo. Side dating. Linoguche says Kabuyelo on YouTube. Mashilo says good team all the time. Mtobisi says Shapa Sundowns. Tubilek says 6-2. It never works like that, guys. Sundowns doesn't press teams anymore like that. Linda says good work, Sundowns. They're on YouTube. Yeah. Usaila there. Oh, under 3.5. I thought you said over. But no one cares. But our league is dying. GT, hey, our league is dying, man. They want to be Skomode Marasinje. Our league is dying. Our league is dying, GT. Our league is dying. Our league is dying. And I think I'm sad because nobody wants to do anything about it. That's the sad part, man. But yeah, what can we say? What can we say? To be fair, I mean, 16 goals in 12 games is just over 1 goal a game. So, I mean, you could give them that. And like, let me look at this. I want to look at the league quickly before this game ends. I want to see, goal scoring wise, how the league looks. Let's see. As it stands, Sundowns obviously will be 19 goals. The next best is Supersport and Cape Town City. Stellenbosch and Golden Arrows both have 15. Then Kaizer Chiefs has 13. Imagine, Kaizer Chiefs is one of the top scoring teams. Anyway, then you have Swallows and Royal AM and Pirates on 11. Chiefs have scored more goals than Pirates. Interesting. The goal differences are just sad, man. 16 goal difference Sundowns, 6 goal difference Cape Town City. Supersport is 2. Stellenbosch is 3. Golden Arrows is 0. Swallows is 4. Chiefs is 2. Polokwane City top 8 is -2. Pirates is a goal difference of 3. Galaxy is 0. Amazulu -1. Chipa -1. Kukude -2. Royal AM -2, -6. Richards Bay -7. Cape Town Spurs, worst team in the league, -17. 13 games, 1 win, no draws. Okay, even when you look at the form guide, at least Cape Town Spurs has all greens. But everybody else, it's choppy. It's choppy, it's choppy, it's choppy. Okay, are we done with the game? What's going on? Okay. So guys, end of the game. I'm gonna let everybody in. You'll have 2 minutes to